Hey, what's up, guys? Sermon11 here. Today I will be doing a review over Log Horizon episodes 3 through 5. So, if you haven't seen Log Horizon yet, you can watch the first 13 episodes on Crunchyroll for free, or you can, yeah, that's about it. That's really the only place you can watch anime legally. But if you want to look at it somewhere else, that's up to you. I don't really care. I'm just saying that's a legal way. But, I'm kind of just going with the flow with this series. Been watching a few episodes here and there. Watched 2 yesterday. I watched 3. I guess you could say today, cause considering it was really late. I've been out of school for a week, so just bored, really bored, really bored. But school starts next week, which is cool, but whatever. So I have a few things to cover before I start the episode reviews. At the end of this, when they get their, you know, when they get their little group together, when they all get together, it's kind of obvious who the main characters are if you show them in the opening. And these are the characters you've been giving, like screen time to in the episodes. I liked it better, when some animes they had characters blurred out in the opening, or they were added to the opening later. And I kind of think that they're gonna remake the Tea Party. What is it? Debunchery, something like that. That's a weird name. I think they're either gonna remake that or join a guild. Because the way I see it, it feels like every time they meet someone or they rescue someone, they join into the group. I'm not sure yet, but so far we have 3 main characters, and then we have the cat dude, and we have Serarara. So I feel like they might join them. I don't know. And was this a computer game or a virtual MMO before they got trapped inside the game? Like, I've heard them say computer, so I was confused. Like, we've got no detail on how they even got into the game. Isn't that kind of confusing? I mean, it's not as good as Sword Art Online. And people are saying this is better than Sword Art Online. I'm not caught up yet, but so far I don't see it. And the fact that you can't really die in the game hurts it. Like, where's the story supposed to go? And they're only serious. I feel like they're only serious because there are no teleportation gates. Like, there are no teleportation gates, so if someone killed you, you would go all the way back to the cathedral in, like, a faraway town. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but I think there are different cathedrals in the game, so they would go back to a faraway one. That's why, we can't just let them kill us or something like that. And plus, people will take your items, so I guess it is somewhat serious. But it's a video game, and they're still treating it like a video game. I mean, if you get killed, whatever. That's just the way I feel. And then they act like player killing is a big deal. Only thing that's like a big deal is that they're taking your items. Other than that, it's not a big deal. That's just how I feel. They're making the same pervert, my lord, she's young, she's small, jokes in every episode so far. I think that's what they're doing, because I've seen it very often, so I'm pretty sure it was in every episode. I guess in a novel this might feel spread out, but right now it sucks because it's in every episode, and sometimes they do it twice. Like Nyota, how do you say his name? Nyota Sugu, something like that. He'll say something perverted, or he's about to say something perverted, and then Akatsuki, she'll kick him in the face or something, and then she'll be like, "My lord, may I kick this guy in the face or something." I don't know, just making the same jokes. And these guys are level 90. How come they're not one-shotting enemies? Like, one shot should kill a lot of enemies, I feel, in my opinion. Level 90 is the level cap, which is an odd number to stop on, but they should be killing enemies or people like crazy. No offense to the author. He seems really involved with the community, so I wouldn't want him to just see this until I get caught up on the anime, so I can really say what I think. And a good chunk of the opening is in English. That's normally cool, but this is broken English, and it doesn't really make any sense. I like the ending more, because I feel like it's a really nice touch when the ending starts during the episode. I like that. It makes things sound more epic. It makes me think the episode was longer than usual, so they had to start the ending during, like part of the episode. I just think that's cool. Oh, and Shiro and Akatsuki are in college. Not a big deal, just weird. We normally don't have protagonists in college. We normally have them in middle school or high school. That's normally what most animes do. But back to the episodes, or let me start in the episode. Basically, the food problem, that's an actual problem. Like, the food doesn't taste right. It's solved in episode 5, I think. And, yeah, I'll talk about that later. And Shiro was a person, like, in real life, he didn't talk that much, or he wasn't that social. But in this game, he's this really knowledgeable person, so the players are flying to him for help and assistance. This is before everything got serious, or somewhat serious with this series. But yeah, and I guess he kind of got just like annoyed by all that. So in this episode, they go to a dungeon. The dungeon's kind of falling apart, and they're kind of wondering, did this happen? Like, is this because of the expansion pack? Because this wasn't like this before. So Shiro falls into the water trying to save Akatsuki, and then she jumps into the water to save him. But Naota Sugu saves both of them. So, and we get to see them without their armor, which was cool. Because I didn't really know if you could just take it off like that. And we see that Naota Sugu isn't as big as the armor makes him look. And then they ran into a new boss, which they killed. We got introduced to a villain who's looking for Seirarara. Her name just sounds like a dinosaur. Like, it's the same thing repeated. Seirarara. And basically what he's doing, he's stealing armor, he's stealing equipment before killing players. Because I guess they disappear with their stuff. I'm not sure how much stuff they drop. So they'll hit the player, take all his armor off or whatever, and then kill him. Moving on to episode 4. So the game is based on the Half Gaia project. It takes half of the world and it's turned into a game. So it's like they're in Japan, I believe. That's where they're at. That's what he was talking about at the beginning of episode 4. And it also takes like real world time without the teleportation gates in the game. You know, it takes real world time to like actually, you have to actually walk to these places because the teleportation gates don't work because of the expansion pack, right? Yeah. So they find where Seirarara is. She's in a city, and the way they go about it is very strategical. Like, Shiro, he goes in and he meets Seirarara and Nayenta? Yeah, I think that's right. Which is a person who was also in the Tea Party. He was actually in episode 1. They're showing the main characters very early. Yeah, I think he's been in every episode, possibly. Yeah. And he's not. They were talking about his age. I think it was in the next episode. And he's not even that old. I think he might be around their age, but they never actually finished. But it's strategical. Like, Shiro goes in. The other two are outside watching and stuff. And we know that Akatsuki, her subclass is Tracker. So, and she's also a samurai. So she can basically make her presence disappear. So it's really cool with that. And there's this really cool scene where they're leaving the town. Shiro, Seirarara, and Nayenta. And Shiro's saying that as soon as they leave the town, they're going to attack them. Because you can't fight in towns, which, you know, it's common sense in video games normally. And, yeah, so as soon as they get out there, the dude's just waiting for them. And he has all these people. He's sitting on a throne and everything. Like, he's such a big deal. So they you know, the guy who was after Seirarara, they convince, his name is Demikas, they convince him into a one-on-one fight with Nayenta, and both of them are level 90, except the fact that Demikas has higher health, he has more health, and Shiro also seemed like he wanted to fight someone. There was a guy on Demikas's team who was a mage, and he even said something about it to him, but nothing came out of it, which was weird. I don't know. Like, why would you set up a fight but not have it? And then Shiro jumped into the fight anyway at the end. He did this whole thorn bush thing where you cut it each time, and I think the opponent loses 1,000 health. And the one thing I like about this game is they explain everything. They explain all the health, not all the health, all the attacks and everything and what they do, all the abilities. And that's one thing that Sword Art Online really didn't do. You know, we knew that, snap, Kirito has dual wielding. And then he attacks, and he's just like burst stream. but what does burst stream actually do? Things like that just weren't really explained. But Sword Art Online wasn't really as much about the video game aspect. And this fight between Demikos, Nayanta, Shiro, everyone else gets involved too. Akatsuki, Nyota Sugu. Wasn't really that intense. It was okay. Shiro had Serarura heal everyone at some point, but it made no sense because her level's like level 12 or level 22. It's around there. It's low, so she can't really heal as much. And he told her to heal everyone, and she's questioning him on it. He says, "Yeah, everyone." I don't understand. Part of it was explained, and then other parts didn't make sense because we have Akatsuki looking at Shiro. She's always watching Shiro, and we get her thoughts and everything. She explains some of it, but other parts don't really make any sense to me. And just the way they killed Demikos was very strategical with the thorn bush thing and stuff like that. And if we get a description of all the classes in this game, I want to pick my class and subclass. I think that would be awesome because it just the way it seems like you can make all these various combos and everything. And one of the characters might be in the next episode, or it might have been earlier. They were saying something about we can't go online and look up a walkthrough. Because people do that with video games and everything. So I'm guessing this was on the computer. I'm not sure. Because the way it seems, it doesn't seem like they were actually inside the game before all of this. Because he keeps saying back when this was a game. I don't know. But episode 5, I'll try to be short with this one. The NPCs are called People of the Land. The people playing the game are called Adventurers. And we also get a solution to the food problem and everything. Your subclass has to be chef for the food to actually taste real. That's kind of dumb because you would always need a chef around. And things like salt, sugar, and fruit always taste real, but other things don't. So. And then they stay with some NPCs. They stay with this old guy, and he seems very realistic. He seems very real. So I don't know, maybe the NPCs are real people who don't have memories of the real world, that they don't remember the real world. That's the way I feel. I'm just saying he has a family and everything. He has grandchildren. I don't know. They seem very realistic, and I think that was added with the expansion pack, but I'm not sure. Because normally NPCs shouldn't be able to answer any questions at all. They should say the same thing over and over again. They say that in the episode. And then plus the NPCs have never had cookies before. Oh, that's interesting. Delicious cookies. Chocolate chip. So Shiro sees the old man's grandchildren, and he gets reminded of some kids that he used to help. And they were in the first episode. If you, they showed it, but if you don't really pay attention, you wouldn't notice it. It was 2 little kids hanging out with these guys who look like thugs. They look like bad people. And, the game has this system called the teacher system, which allows you to lower your level to help other players, and that's what Shiro used. And apparently, Nyota Sugu said that it wasn't really used as much, but I thought it was very cool. I'm not sure if many RPGs actually have that, but if an anime can make better things than actual games have, you might want to take some ideas from that. So yeah, the whole situation with the kids was in the first episode, and now they're with this group of people, and the brother's kind of going on a rant. Like, the leader of the group or whatever, he's getting mad at the kid because they're always getting beat up in the fights. And he was thinking to himself, I believe, or he was either whispering or something. He was saying that, no, the problem's not me. Your level's too high. All the monsters come towards you. Wait, no. At first, he said it feels like he's bringing all the monsters towards them, and then all the monsters target him because his level's so low, and it doesn't fit with the rest of the group. Kind of makes sense. I don't know. You might want to just try to get your level a little bit higher. And then we get this scene where they have all these kids in this house, and just like, what's going on? Why are you taking care of these kids? It's weird, but for some reason the bad guys are taking care of kids, but also treating them like trash. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the episode, they're all in the same town, and then the kid sees Shiro. He's about to go towards him, and he's all happy and everything, but then the guy calls him, and then he turns around, and he goes back with them. But I'm guessing they'll join up with Shiro because they're in the ending. I'm pretty sure they're in the opening too. So, yeah. right now I like this anime, but there's nothing groundbreaking yet. You know, people have said they wanted an actual game to be represented in an anime. You know, we had Sword Art Online, but Sword Art Online didn't just show everything. So far, I feel like this is showing a lot. It's not showing everything. You can't really show everything in an anime; it'd be super long. But now you have what you want. Is this really what you wanted? Because for me, it's somewhat boring in some parts. But yeah, Log Horizon episodes 3 through 5 review. It's going good so far. I'll keep up with it. You can like me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description. You can watch this anime on Crunchyroll, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.